Have you ever been approached by someone of another religion who desire to share their faith with you? Suppose you engage in a conversation and hear what they have to say. But what do you do when you find out from their presentation that they subscribe to a belief that was deemed heretical by the church over 1500 years ago? Will you know how to explain where they are mistaken? Will you even be aware of the issues at hand and their implications? This short presentation will focus on the issue of Arianism, an ancient heresy that is a central belief of the Jehovah Witnesses, a religious group that is rapidly growing in popularity. We hope this video will raise your awareness of this issue and properly equip you to share the truth of Jesus Christ.
Arius lived from 250 to 336 AD and is considered one of the arch-heretics of church history. A pupil of Lucian of Antioch, who was the founder of the Antiochian school, Arius adopted Lucian's subordinationist teaching. He was first ordained as a deacon in 311, then later as a priest in charge of Baucalis, one of the major churches in Alexandria. He was a successful preacher and was revered for his asceticism. However, he soon followed his teacher Lucian and started subordinationist teaching about the person of Christ. Subordinationism is a 2nd and 3rd century heresy that held that because the Son and the Spirit proceed from the Father, they are not equal to the Father, and are thus not fully divine. Arius' attempt to spread subordinationist teaching was an effort spurred by his rejection of modalism. However, in his attempt to establish the true distinction between the persons of the Father, Son, and Spirit, Arius erred in making the distinction in the area of essence rather than personhood. As the controversy spread, Arius was excommunicated by Alexander and a synod at Alexandria in 319. Emperor Constantine sent Hosius to investigate the dispute between Alexander and Arius. Because of this investigation, Constantine summoned the council at Nicaea in the summer of 325. This council of about 225 members was to set out an orthodox biblical definition concerning the divine identity against the Arian heresy. The council established that the Son is homoousios, of the same substance with the Father. All but 2 bishops signed the creed, and those 2, with Arius and his friends, were condemned by this council. Arius was banished to Illyria, a region on the upper Adriatic. Though Arianism resurfaced for a time, it was again condemned at the Council of Constantinople in 391. In the 20th century, a religious group known as the Jehovah's Witnesses began to see increased interest and rapid growth. Through strong training and relentless evangelism, they gained more and more converts daily. One of the central doctrines of the Jehovah's Witnesses is the belief that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was created by God. Though he may be of a similar substance and the greatest of all created beings, he is nonetheless created. This belief is a blatant denial of the deity of Jesus Christ. The primary arguments for their position relate to Colossians 1 and John 1. In Colossians 1, 15 through 17, there are 4 occurrences of the phrase, all things. In each case, the Jehovah's Witnesses add the word other, thus rendering the text, "For by him all other things were created, both in the heavens and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all other things have been created by him and for him. And he is before all other things, and in him all other things hold together." Likewise in John 1, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was a God." They argue that the lack of a definite article means Jesus, identified here as the Word, is merely a God, not the God. How then is Orthodox Christian to respond? There are numerous answers to the arguments set forth by the Jehovah's Witnesses. Most simply, the Jehovah's Witness reading of Colossians 1 is fundamentally flawed, as there is no occurrence of any word in the Greek text that could even imply the notion of other that they propound. Likewise in John 1, they ignore the formulation of the Greek in which the word theos, meaning God, is actually in the subject position, while the word takes the place of the predicate nominative. This alteration in structure almost certainly suggests that theos is to be understood as definite, thus rendering the text, "The Word was God," not "The Word was a God." Moreover, altering such texts still does not solve the problems set forth by texts such as Hebrews 1, John 14, 7 through 11, and Colossians 2, 9, among numerous others. Still further is the issue of Jesus' sovereignty. Philippians 2 says that every knee will bow to him, in heaven and on earth and under the earth. It would be idolatrous for God to give such cosmic, authoritative rule to one who is not God. In the same manner, the worship of Jesus in the New Testament Scriptures presents a huge problem for Jehovah's Witnesses. In a strict monotheistic Jewish society, any worship of one other than the Lord was forbidden. However, the New Testament Scriptures are replete with examples of just such worship. Finally, Jesus himself claimed to be God. He said in John 8:58, "Before Abraham was, I am." He claims equal glory to the Father from all eternity in John 17, verse 5. But most importantly, Jesus' claims to be God were not foundationless boastings. God himself vindicated the truth of the Son's deity by raising him from the dead.